Hello students, in this video we'll be solving the class 8 model question paper released by the Karnataka State Board. Okay, so let's solve it one by one. First, let us go with the part A, so in which we'll be solving the 16 MCQs type questions. So let us begin it. Okay, so here is the first one. So they are saying out of the one, we have to select the correct answer. And the first question, the rational number that does not have a reciprocal. I hope you may be knowing the answer. The answer is B, our option that is B. That is 0 does not have its reciprocal, because if I want to write it down, okay, and moreover, first of all, we need to understand what is rational number. Rational number is nothing but the number which can be represented in the form of P by Q. Okay, where Q is not equal to 0. Yeah, I can represent 0 as rational, that is 0 by 1. But when I reciprocal, it gets what? 1 by 0. And the rational number says that is the denominator, that is P by Q. Q should not be equal to 0. So when I reciprocal it, we get the values 1 by 0, which is not called as a rational number. So therefore, our answer is going to be B, that is 0. Moving to the second one, the operation that is not closed for a rational number is division. Okay, that was the simplest one. Moving to the third one, unit digit of the square of 169. Unit digit for the square of 169. Okay, it's not like we have to see the question and we have to answer the unit digit from our question. No, we need to find out the unit digit for the square of 169. That means when I multiply this 169 into 169, because they're saying to square. Okay, so no need to multiply whole number twice, just multiply the first digit, that is 9. So 9 into 9, we get the value as how much? 81. Now out of 81, which is our unit digit, the 1, the answer gonna be, option gonna be A, that is 1. Okay, moving to the fourth one, a linear equation in one variable, that means our equation should consist of only one variable. Before starting, I'll give one example. Okay, if an equation has x a square plus 2a is equal to 1, then also it is not an one variable equation. As you can see, okay, in this equation, a square is of one of the variable and 2a is also a variable, but both are not same, both are different. Will not be able to solve it. If your equation has a 2a plus 3a is equal to 2, then I can call it as what? One variable equation, because these both the terms have the same variable, and the terms which are the same variable we can call it as a like term, and I will be able to solve the like terms. So I gonna get the values 5a is equal to 7. So this kind of an equation is called as a one variable. The above one will not be called as a one variable equation. Okay, so let us going with the options. The first one, it's not the right answer, as I gave the example similar with they gave us x square plus 2x. Okay, these two are the two different variables. That means these two terms are unlike terms. We will not be able to solve. Moving to the second one, so this both the terms are unlike term. Okay, the option is gonna be between C and D, but you have to just understand the option D. Yeah, first term, second term, the variables are same. We can add them, but they are in the denominator. First term, x is in denominator. In the second term, x is in the numerator, and we have to take out an LCM. So when you take out an LCM, we're gonna get the LCM as what? 3x. We are talking about the option D. So for the first time, you're gonna multiply by 3, and for the second time, you're gonna multiply by x. So when you just solve it, you will get it 15 plus x into x square. Okay, is equal to 5 by 7. Then again you have to cross multiply, and you can just check it out here. We are getting two different variables. As you can see, in the numerator we are getting x square, in the denominator we are getting x. When you cross multiply, they comes to the numerator and will not be able to solve it. So the option D becomes a two variable. So we are left only with the one option, that is our C. The C is the right option for us. Okay. Moving to the next one. One of the like term. Okay, like as I said here in the last column, like term is nothing but the terms which have the same variable. Okay, we are not dependent upon the numerical, just the variable should be similar. Okay, as you can see, the first option itself is our answer. As you can see, it consists of xy, and the question consists of 7xy. The variables are similar. Our answer gonna be A option, that is minus 2 by 3 xy. Moving to the sixth one. If x and y are in direct proportion, so how when direct proportion equation is written as, that is x is directly proportional to y. Okay, moving further, if I want to write down in the form of an equation, I will be able to write down x is equal to k into y, where k has, they are given as what? Constant, real constant. So k is our constant value. So just they are saying to find out the k value. So to find out k value, what we're gonna do? Cross multiply. So we're gonna get the value as k is equal to x by y. So this is what the option we have to search it in our MCQ, in our question. That is a C1. Okay, as it is similar to our answer, so the answer gonna be C1. One or more outcomes of a random experiment may, that was simple one, that is an event. Okay, so moving to the eighth one. A nine-sided polygon is called as what? Nonagon. The option gonna be B. Okay, eight-sided it is called as octagon. Nine-sided it is called as a nonagon. Okay, so moving to the ninth one. Okay, they're asking you to give the Euler's formula, and that is what the standard formula, and that is what the common formula you will be using in the whole chapter. That is visualizing solid shape, and the answer is the C1, that is F plus V is equal to E plus 2, where F is nothing but faces, V is nothing but vertices, E is nothing but edges. Okay, moving to the 10th one. So they are asking you, one naught is completely divisible by which of the following number? Okay, so for us, as we know it very well, 108 will not be divisible by 5. Okay, to be divisible by 5, the last term should be 0 or 5. Okay, so directly I will be going with the answer, that is what the 9. Let us divide it and show you. So 108 divided by 9 ones are 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. The next number comes down, that becomes 18, and 9 twos is 18. The remainder gonna be 0. Okay, so our answer is 9. Moving to the 11th one. This kind of a problem we have been performed in our primary classes. We learned in our primary classes. They're saying usual form. Usual form is nothing but like if I give the question like 1, 7, 4, and I will say to write down in usual form. Usual form is nothing but writing in the place of, you can just say that write down in the form of a place values. Okay, place values, like 1 is at the place of 100, so I'll multiply by 1 into 100, plus 7 is at the place of 10, so I can multiply by 7 into 10, plus 4 is in the place of unit, that is 4 into 1. Likewise, they have been written in the usual form. As you can see, A is in 100 place, so they have been multiplied by 100. The same way, as you can see, the first term is A. Okay, and the second term, you can see that is what is C. It's not a term, first of all. Okay, for our option. As you can see, the second term consists of the C. C is multiplied by 10. That means C is at the tens place. And here you can see C is at the tens place. So our option is going to be B. Okay, so moving further, the 12th one. Perfect cube among the following is. So let us solve one by one, moving to the first one itself, 1728. To find out the perfect cube, okay, so what are the factors we're going to use it to divide 1728? Those all should be repeated in the form of a triplet. Triplet is nothing but each factor should be repeated three times. So let us divide it. So it is divisible by 2, that is 2 8s 16, 1 is remaining. That becomes 12, 2 6 are 12, 2 4s are 8. Once again by 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. Once again by 2, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, 1 is remaining, 2 6 are 12. Once again, we're going to go with the same factor, that is 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 4s are 8, 2 4s are 12, 2 4s are 12, 2 4s are 8, 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 2 4s are 2 108s are 2 5s are 10, 2 4s are 8. Once again by 2. 2 27s are 54. Now 27 does not goes in 2 table. It is not divisible. So we'll change the factor. We'll go with 3. So 3 9s and 3 3s are 9. 3 1s are 3. The first option itself is an answer. As you can see, the first factor that was 2 we have been taken. So our 2 is repeating in the form of a triplet. As you can see, it is repeating 3 times. Okay, it is repeating 3 times. And the second factor is also the 2. It is also repeating 3 times. That is in the form of a triplet. And third factor is also and 3, which is also repeating in the form of a triplet. So our answer gonna be 1728 has the right answer. Moving to the next one, the 38th one. They're saying to write down in the standard form. To write down in the standard form, your decimal should be after the first main numerical digit, that is your 3. Okay. First of all, if I want to write down in a decimal form, it is in the decimal already. If I want to write down in the form of a fraction, we will be able to write down that is 3 divided by, okay, just check it out. Decimal is after how many digits? It's after the 6. So 10 to the power of 6 I gonna write down, right? When you solve this 3 divided by 10 power of 6, we're gonna get the value as 0.0003. Okay. But we need to write down in the standard form. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this denominator value into the numerator. So the power gets changes. That means it gets into negative form. That is 3 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Okay, so our answer gonna be the option B. Moving to the next one. Percentage form of 3 is to 4. So 3 is to 4, that is in the form of a ratio. Let us write down in the form of fraction, that is 3 by 4. And they're saying to write down in the form of a percentage. So if anybody asks you to write down in the form of a percentage, just multiply by 100. Okay, so 3 by 4 into 100. 4 ones and 4 25s. So 3 into 25 will give the value as 75%. 75% is the right option. Moving to the 15th one, the data that changes continuously over a period of time can be displayed by what? Line graph. Okay, as you can see, okay, let us draw the x-axis and y-axis. This is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, and this is our time, and the y-axis they haven't mentioned. So according to, they're saying it changes continuously. As you can see, every minute there will be changes in the temperature. So the y-axis represents the temperature. For every second, for every minute, there will be a changes in the temperature, and that data we can represent it by what? Line graph. So our line graph is our answer. Moving to the last one of the party of MCQ set question. A die marked with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, on its faces is thrown once. The probability. They're asking the probability of getting what? Getting the outcome of 2. Getting outcome of 2. First of all, 2 is repeated how many times in our die? It is repeated just once. So our answer gonna be 1 divided by totally how many? How many outcomes are there totally in the dice? Totally 6 outcomes are there, right? So because 6 numbers have been represented on the dice, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divided by 6. 1 by 6. As you can see, D is option similar to our answer. The option D is the right answer. Okay, that was the first main and all way of the MCQs type questions. So let us begin with the next one. The next main. Answer the following questions. The very simple one, how many natural numbers lie between 11 square and 12 square? Okay, there is one small formula. Okay, the numbers lying between n square and n plus 1 whole square. N plus 1 whole square. That will be equal to what? 2n. 2n. As you can see, our n value is 11. Okay, 11 square. And again, in the place of n, I'm gonna substitute 11 plus 1 whole square. So As you can understand, our n value is 11. So in the place of n, I gonna substitute 11. So I gonna get the values how much? 22. Okay, so let us write down bit of sentence. Okay, therefore 22 natural numbers lie between 11 square and 12 square. Let us move towards the next question. Observe the adjacent figure and write the coordinates of point K. Means coordinate is nothing but we need to find out the values of x and y. As you can see, this horizontal axis, this represents our x-axis and this represents our y-axis. Okay, to find out the value of k is over marked over here. To find out x values, just on the same line, move downward. We come across which point on our x-axis? That is 2. Okay, so k, this is the first one. So k of, okay, the x value is 2, comma. Now moving towards y to find out the y value. That is 4. So y value is gonna be 4. So k of 2 comma 4 is a coordinate of point k. The second one, point whose coordinate is 2 comma 0. 2 comma 0. As you can see, m lies over here. Let me erase for your clearance. Okay. M point lies over here. Let us find out the point coordinates of m. Okay, so m is lying on the x-axis on the point of 2. So x value gonna be 2. Now to find out the y value, I gonna move just left side. Because our y-axis on the left side, so I gonna move on the left side. We gonna meet at a point of what? 0. So 2 comma 0 is a coordinate of point m. So point 2 comma 0. Okay, that is big change in sentence. We can write as a coordinates 2 comma 0 is of the point yeah. Okay, moving to the next one. The very simple questions, just they're asking to write down the total surface area of cuboid. Total surface area of cuboid formula. I hope so. You must be familiar with the formulas. Total surface area of cuboid. Total surface area of cuboid. The formula is 2 of length into breadth plus breadth into height plus height into length. That's it. The simplest one. Okay. Very simplest one. Moving to the next one. The 20th one. In the coordinate system, where does a point whose x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is non-zero? Okay, to explain this, let us draw a small graph. This is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Okay, so let us change the ink. Okay. Now think it, you got a coordinate. They are saying what? X coordinate is 0. Means x value is 0. X value is 0. Okay. And they're saying y value is non-zero. Non-zero means except 0. It can be anything. So I'm gonna go with the 2 value. 0 comma 2. Now here are the values for it. This is 0. Here it is your 1. Here it is your 2. Here is your 1. Here is your 2. Here is your 3. Now, if anybody says just to mark that 0 comma to point on the graph, so where you gonna mark it? Okay, let us see. 0 comma to starting with the x value. Here is our 0. Okay, so moving vertical upward in the search of y value. That is what 2. Okay, here will be our point, that is 0, comma 2. In that 0, comma 2, x value is 0. That has been represented in the question. That is what they said in the question. X is 0 and y is non-zero. Non-zero means it is not 0. Except 0, it can be any value. So we have been considered as 2. So our point lies over here. So where it is lying, the point? The point is lying on where? Y-axis. So what we're gonna write down? So where does the point lies? The point lies on y-axis. Okay, moving to the next point. Moving to the next main. This is a linear equation, one variable problem. As you can see, 24 years ago, ratio of the age of Rama and Sashi was 4:5. Okay, so 24 years ago, the ratio of ages is given 4:5. Now the present. Now this ratio is on 8:9. So it's many ways are there to solve, but I'll be solving in different way. I'm gonna consider with the present values. X is to 9. So let the present age of Rama and Shashi be 8x and 9x. Okay, then the age 24 years ago. 24 years ago will be, okay, first for the Rama. What will be the age of Rama before 24 years? Okay, so present we took it as 8x. So 8x minus 24. 8x is the present age. Okay, and we are finding the age of before 24 years. 24 years ago, that means before. So we have to subtract it, that is 8x minus 24. Same thing with the Sashi. So Sashi is equal to 9x minus 24. Okay, so let us write down in the form of a fraction, as the age was represented in the form of a ratio, and ratios can be written in the form of a fraction. That is 8x minus 24 divided by 9x minus 24. Okay, now we're gonna just look over what was the age when they were of 24. That is 4:5. 4 by 5 we're gonna write down. So let us solve them. So just by cross multiply, that is 5 of 8x minus 24 is equal to 4 of 9x minus 24. Now let us remove the bracket just by multiplying, because bracket is nothing but into. So we have to multiply. That is 5 into x is going to be 40x minus 5 into 24 will give the value as 120 is equal to 4 into 9x will give the value as 36x minus 4 into 24 will give the value as 96. Okay, just transport the values which are like terms. As you can see, 40x and 36x, the like terms, we're gonna write them together. That is 40x. I'm gonna transport the 36x to the left hand side. That becomes minus 36x. Okay, is equal to. Okay, minus 120. I'm gonna bring it to the right hand side. That gets plus 120. Okay, what is remaining on the right hand side? That is minus 96 as it is. So solve them. The very simplest task. 40x minus 30x will give the value as 4x is equal to 120 minus 96 will give the value as 24. cross multiply. So x is equal to 24 divided by 4 will give the x value as how much? Sorry, it's 4. It's 4. So let us do the cancellation. 4 ones and 4 6. So x is equal to 6. That is just an x value. We have to find out the age 24 years ago. Okay, so 24 years ago, what we consider the Rama's age as? Rama's age 24 years ago. We considered his value as 8x minus 24. 8x minus 24. Okay, so 8x minus 24. 8, x value is 6 minus 24. 8 6 are 40. 8 minus 24 will give the value as 24. Okay, so over here. Next of Shashi. Okay, so I'll be writing directly. Shashi says that is 8x minus, no, it is not 8x. Okay, it is 9x. Yeah, 9x. 9x minus 24. So 9, x value we got it as a 6 minus 24. So 9 6 are 54 minus 24. And the Sashi's age 24 years ago gonna be 30 years. This is the age of Shashi. Okay. Sorry for that, I could not write down its age in sentence. Okay, so lack of space. Okay, so you could have written it. Okay, while copying, just write down the Sashi's age, like how I written for the Rama's age in sentence form. Okay, that should be written. Everything carries the marks, so don't neglect it. Okay, so moving further, they're saying to find out the cube root of 2744 by factorization method. By factorization method. Let us solve it. 2744. Cube root. Cube root is nothing but every factor should be repeated in the form of a triplet. Triplet is nothing but 3 times, right? Okay, so let us go with the first factor as 2. 2 ones are 2 threes are 6. 1 is remaining. 2 sevens are 14. 2 twos are 4. Once again, I'm gonna with 2. So 2 6 are 12. 1 is remaining. 2 eights are 16. 1 is remaining. 2 6 are 12. Once again, 2 threes are 6. 2 fours are 8. 2 threes are 6. Now there is no possibilities of continuing with the same factor because the last digit is 3 and 3 is not divisible by 2. So I'll be going with some other factor, that is what? 7. 7. So 7 fours are 28. 34 minus 28 will get the value as 6. So here I'm gonna write down 6. 63. So 7 nines are 63. 7 sevens are 49 and 7 ones are 7. That's complete. Okay, so we are finding the cube root of 2744 is equal to cube root. So the factors should be represented under the cube root. Okay, just in the place of 2744, we are writing down its factors. Okay, so 2 into 2 into 2, the same way 7. 7 into 7 into 7. Extended value. So out of a triplet, we're gonna write down once. The same thing with the next factor. Out of a triplet, we're gonna write down once. So 2 sevens of 14 will give the value as 2 sevens of 14. It is our cube root of 2744. So you may be having a doubt, why sir you're writing out of a triplet? Why are you writing once? I'm writing once just because 2 is repeated how many times? 3 times. So I could have written 2 cube. Again, we are finding cube root, right? So cube and cube root get cancelled. What is the remaining cube value as 2? So that's why we wrote just one. Same thing with the other factor, 7. Okay. I hope so you are clear with the solution. Let us go to the next one. Moving to the next question, as they are saying you to subtract it, they are given the two expressions for you. This is the first expression and that is the second expression. Before solving, let us give one small example. If somebody asks you, subtract 2 from 7, what it means? It means nothing but they're asking you or they are saying you to subtract 2 from 7. That means I need to take out 2 from 7. That means I need to subtract 7 minus 2. Okay, when anybody uses a question in the form of a numericals, that will be very easy for you to understand. But when they're asking in the form of an expression, it may be difficult to understand. But one thing you remember, whenever it comes from in the expression, we have to take the second expression first. So that is 7x square minus 4x plus 2. And they're saying to subtract, so I'm gonna write down subtract. Now the first expression, that too in bracket, 3 minus 7x plus 5x square. Okay, let us solve it. I hope so. That must be easy because this kind of problems we are solving, you might be solving from 7th standard. Okay, let us solve it. 7x square minus 4x plus 2 minus 3. When you're removing a bracket is nothing but into, so that negative sign should be multiplied with all the terms which are inside the bracket. Remember that. So minus 3, next minus into minus, minus into minus will give the value as plus 7x. Last sum also should be multiplied with the negative, which is outside the bracket. So you will get as a minus 5x square. The final conclusion. Before do that, let us arrange it the like terms. Okay, so 7x square, with that I can write down as a minus 5x square as our like term. Because both the terms are the same variable, so we can call them as like term. The next one is minus 4x. Let us write down with different ink for your understanding. Minus 4x plus 7x. The last page. That is plus 2 minus 3. Now let us solve them for final conclusion answer. 7x square minus 5. Just, just subtract the numericals. 7 minus 5 will give the values. 2 variable remains as it. That is 2x square. The next two terms are the like terms because both the terms are the same variable, that is xx. Minus 4x plus 7x. So one is negative, other one is positive. So obviously we have to subtract. So 7 minus 4 will give the values 3x. And the sign goes with the greater value, which is our greater number, that is 7. So what is the sign for the 7? It is positive. So plus 3x will be our answer. Moving to the last one, plus 2 minus 3. We have to subtract once again, that is 3 minus 2 will give the value as 1. The sign goes off the greater value, which is a greater value 3. And 3 has a negative sign. So your answer also gonna be negative, that is minus 1. And that's the final solution of 23rd problem. Moving to the next one. So they're saying to divide, that is 5y cube minus 125y whole divided by y plus 5. Okay. So as you may be knowing, we cannot do any cancellation. Some students saying why we can cancel. No, we cannot cancel. As you can see in the numerator, there is a negative between the first two terms. Okay. We cannot do any cancellation till it has any multiplication. Okay. Let us. What we to do? Then what we can do? If you're not able to cancel, then what to do? There is nothing. We have to just search. Is there any common factor in the numerator? Yes, obviously. As you can see, the first term and the second term has numerical 5 and 25. 5 and 125. 5, 125. And in both the terms, there is a variable, same variable, that is y. So hopefully we can consider 5y as our common factor because 5 and 125 are divisible by 5. So I'm taking 5 as my common factor. and y is a variable which is present in both the terms. Okay, so I'm taking y as my common variable. So 5 is already outside. So y cube it is. Y cube is nothing but y cube is nothing but y into y into y. Out of 3 y's, once we took it common, so how many times it's remaining? Twice. So y square minus. Okay, so 5 25 is 125. Okay, so y is already common, so just close your bracket. Okay, and the denominator we're gonna write down as it is. Y plus 5. Okay. So now taking the numerator beside for calculation part, that is y square minus 25. Okay, so I hope so you may be knowing the factorization and algebraic expression formulas which have been came across. That is here in the expression there are two terms. So we can apply a square minus b square formula, and that is a plus b of a minus b. Okay, our a square value is y square. So we could have written that is it's y whole square. Now, in the place of b square, they are given 25, which write down in the form of a perfect square. So how we can write down 25 as a perfect square? That is 5 whole square. Okay, now just identify what is in the place of a and b. As we can see, in the place of a, we got a value as y. So in the place of a, I gonna substitute y. Plus in the place of b, I got the value as 5. So in the place of b, we gonna substitute as 5. Same thing with the next factor, that is a value is y, b value is 5. So y plus 5 of y minus 5. So this 5y will write down as it is. In the place of y square minus 25, we got the two factor, that is y plus 5 of y minus 5 whole divided by y plus 5. Okay, so for the cancellation, just last step, just cancel which are the similar factor, y plus 5, y plus 5. Okay, now what is remaining? Our final solution, that is 5y of y minus 5 is our final solution. Hopefully you have been clear with the answer. If any doubt, you just comment it your doubt. We shall try to solve your doubts once again. Next question. The next question, find the sum of the interior angles of a 10-sided convex polygon. Okay, so there is one formula to find out the sum of interior angles. So sum of interior angles of a polygon. Or you can call it as a convex polygon as well. The formula is that is n minus 2 into 180. We'll write down convex polygon itself has a given convex. So we're going to write down convex polygon. Convex polygon. Okay, as you can see the formula n minus 2 into 180. Okay, as in the question they are represented our n value. What is our n value? They are given side. Okay, 10 side. N value is nothing but number of sides. So in the place of n, I can substitute as 10 minus 2 into 180. So 10 minus 2 will get the value as 8 into 180. Okay, so 8 into 180 will give the value as how much? Just multiply that value. I hope so. You will get the value as 1440. Just multiply it. I hope so. You will get the similar value. That is 1440. 180 into 8. Okay, moving to the next one. It is from the direct and inverse and direct proportion chapter, this question. 6 identical pipes, identical is nothing but similar pipes, okay, are required to fill a tank in 1 hour 20 minutes. Let us convert that 1 hour 20 minutes, okay, so time taken to fill tank by how many pipes? By 6 pipes. 6 number of pipes takes 1 hour 20 minutes. That is what we have written. Time taken to fill a tank by 6 pipes. How much? 1 hour 20 minutes. Let us convert in minutes itself all the values. So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. We know it very well. And here this 20. So plus 20 we're going to add up. We're going to get the value as 80 minutes. Okay, so here already the tableau column has been made. So number of pipes in the first row we're gonna write down, and in the second we're gonna write down the time taken. So first number of pipes, how many? 6. Okay, time taken was how much? 80 minutes. Okay, so the next one, the fine number of pipes, we don't know the value, so we're gonna write down what? Okay, as we know. Okay, so the number of pipes is our x value. So the 6 is our x1 and 5 is our x2. Time taken is our y value. So y1 is our 80 and y2 we don't know. That is what we're going to write down as a y2. Yes, so before solving it, we need to understand whether it is a direct proportion or an inverse proportion, right? So what do you all say? Okay, I hope so you have been understood. It is an inverse proportion, has 6 pipes take 80 minutes, and where the number of pipes have been decreased 5, so obviously it takes more than 80 itself, more than 80, right? So number of pipes has been decreased, so the time taken by that 5 pipes also will increase, the time will increase. Okay, like for one simple example, okay, the 3 people take 7 days to paint a house. 3 people just, okay. The same job is given to the 5 peoples. Now you say me, the 7 days which was taken by the 3 peoples, now the 5 peoples will take the 7 days itself or less than 7? Obviously less than 7. Here one value is increasing and other value is decreasing. So it is an inverse proportion. The similar way our question is, one value is decreasing and the time taken will increase, right? So it is an inverse proportion, and inverse proportion formula is x1 by x2 is equal to y1 by y2, and one of the value will be reciprocal. Remember, one of the value will be reciprocal. As I said you already, our x1 value is 6 divided by x2 value is 5 is equal to y1 value is 80 and y2 we have to find out. So y2 has it is, as I said you already, one of the value, fractional value should be reciprocal. 6 by 5 we're gonna write down as it is, and 80 by y2 we're gonna reciprocal, we can write as a y2 by 80. It is an inverse proportion, so we have to inverse one of the value. Remember, cross multiply. So y2 is into 5 is equal to 6 into 80. Once again, cross multiply. So y2 is equal to 6 into 80 divided by 5. Let us do a bit of the cancellation. I hope so. It must be similar for you to do cancellation. So 5 ones and 5 sixteens. So 6 into 16 will give the value as how much? 6 into 16 will give the value as 96 minutes. How many? 96 minutes. If you want to write down in hour, like the initial value was given, you can write down as 1 hour 36 minutes. That is a time taken by 5 pipes to fill a tank. Okay. Moving to the next one. And this will be the last main of this video. This will be the last main of this video. Okay. Moving to the next one. As they are saying, to find out the smallest perfect square number that is divisible by 6, 8, and 12. Sorry, it's 18. Okay, so to find out the smallest perfect square, first we have to take out the LCM of the three terms, whatever they give, three values. So let us take out the LCM of the three terms. That is 6, 8, 18. So I hope so you may be knowing how to take out an LCM. So 6, 8, 18 goes in factor 2. That is 2. 2, 3 is 6, 2, 4 is 8, and 2, 9 is 18. Once again, I'm gonna go with the 2 itself because the middle term, as you can see, it is 4. 3 as it is, 2 2s are 4, 9 as it is. Once again, 2, 3 as it is, 2 1s are 2, 9 as it is because 9 is not divisible by 2. In the LCM, we can write down as it is. Okay. So when you are performing factorization, division, that time we cannot write down as it is. Okay, we have to divide. It should be divisible. 3 ones are this one as it is, and 3 threes are 9. Now once again, I'll go with the 3. That is 1, 1, and 3 ones are 3. Okay. So LCM of 6, 8, and 18 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3, and once again into 3. Okay, so just multiply all this well. Just multiply all these values. So we're gonna get the values 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 3 is a 24, and 24 3 is a, we'll get the value as 72. Now that is our LCM, 72. Okay, so moving further, as you can see here, the LCM terms, that is the factors of LCM, 2 is repeated in the form of a pair, 3 is also repeated in the form of a pair, and they are saying perfect square now. So that's why I'm just checking it out, which of the terms are repeating in the form of a pair, because we have to find out the perfect square. Perfect square, okay? Perfect square is nothing but the square root value we are finding out. So each factor should be repeated in the form of a pair. Here, one of the factor is not in the form of a pair, and that is what the 2. That is what the 2. So here, 2 is not in the form of a pair. Is not in the form of a pair. Is not in the form of a pair. Therefore, therefore, we will multiply 72 by 2. 72 by 2 to get perfect square. To get perfect square. Okay, so let us multiply that. Last sentence. Hence the smallest perfect square number, perfect square number divisible by 6, 8, and 18. 6, 8, and 18 is 72 into 2 will give the value as 144. 144 is the smallest perfect square. Hence the smallest here, smallest perfect square. Okay, and that's the final answer. So has the next one. Going to the next one. Suvarna purchased a watch for rupees 1460. That means 1460 is our cost price. Cost price is rupees 1460. Upon that watch, she spent 340 more for its repair. So that repair cost also that will be added in our cost price value. So plus 340. And the total cost price of the watch gonna be 1800. Right. Sorry, it is 1460. 1460 plus 340. 1800. Okay. And the question already is mentioned. She is facing a loss of 8%. Percentage of loss is equal to 8%. Okay. So, and they are saying to find out the selling price as well as the loss incurred. Means what is loss she is suffering. So let us find out. We have a loss percentage formula. So loss percentage is equal to loss divided by cost price into 100. The loss percentage value is given. That is how much they gave us? 8%. 8. Loss, that is what the value we have to find out. We don't know. So we're going to write down as it is cost price. Cost price, we got it as a 1800. And into 100. There's bit of easy cancellation. We can perform it here. 2 zeros from the 100 and 2 zeros from the 18 we can cancel, and finally we can cross multiply 8 into 18, and we'll get the loss as 8 into 18. We'll get the loss as 144 rupees. Okay, so using this loss value, we have to find out the selling price. So loss formula, we know the loss formula is loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Loss, we got it, that is 144. Cost price also we got it, that is 1800. Selling price, that is what we have to find out. Okay, just transpose few of the values. So just bring selling price to the left hand side. Okay, so that is negative, that becomes positive, is equal to 1800 minus 144. Just subtract it. So selling price is equal to selling price, that is 1800 minus 144 will give the value as rupees 1656. That is what the selling price. Okay, and that's it from this video. We'll be continuing the next few problems in the next video, as the next question is related to the construction. So from here on will be continued in the next video. Till then, thank you all, and kindly remember, you can just post your doubts. We shall try to give the answer for your doubts question. Okay, thank you all.